editing suite. So yes, as you can tell, I'm in the shed. So we are second year in a row Whizbang Chicken Plucker. So obviously last year didn't quite get it done in time. We had so many projects on the go, and then right when we were supposed to do it, we had no power for 2 weeks. We had hurricane.
It's not second year in the go.
Well,
it's an ongoing 2-year project.
Yes, we have a lot of ongoing 2-year projects. I'm not even going to mention the bathroom that we started in January. So yeah, last year Hurricane Fiona got in the way, no power, 2 weeks, chickens, so needed plucking, so we just got on and did it. I don't like plucking chickens, it is not my favourite thing. This is the only problem with my editing suite.
Sorry, I'll be quiet a sec.
Noisy Marcus. So anyway, yes, we're on the go. The chickens are currently, true to style, 10 weeks old, so they need plucking. And yeah, Marcus has got a 4-day weekend, so that's what we've been up to. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. He's changing the design from what he built once before. So, and obviously he's based it on the Whizbang Chicken Plucker. But anyway, I'll show you some of the footage from last year where we were sourcing the stuff and getting ready for it.
And double the speed. Okay? Smaller is slower. Bigger pulley means a bigger speed. That is called the drive centre, and this is the slave centre. Not very politically correct. Okay?
Bridget, are you having a fun science lesson at the weekend?
I've got a chick, so it's alright.
You've got a chick?
What? Why have you got a chick?
Oh, it's the one that's getting
It's the one that
pecked.
gets pecked from the old land.
Anyway, so we need to try and work out
What you
for
engineering?
the chicken plucker speed.
A Whizbang
So
Chicken Plucker.
we've got a motor that we're going to recycle, reuse and repurpose off of an old saw bench that we got given.
Yep.
But it's 1750 RPM. But we only want 150 to 200-ish RPM for the feather plate. So we
Oh, it's massively too big then.
yeah, so Bridget and I have to work out the gearing ratio.
And how do you change that? With gears and pulleys?
Yeah, so we need to work out what size pulley we need on the feather plate and what size pulley we need on the thing. And I think it's going to be like 60 mil or about a 2.5 inch drive pulley and
Oh, I'm learning something.
14, 16 inch.
How do you work it out? Through maths?
Yes, yes. The equation is here. So a 1725 times by 2.5 pulley gives you that revolutions, and then you have to take that revolutions, divide it by the size of the slave pulley. It will give you the revolutions of the slave pulley. Yeah, this is a really good book. It's called Anyone Can Build a Tub Style Mechanical Chicken Plucker, but not everyone can say it. It's been a well used book. We'll have to tag, or I don't know if you can tag or share, Herrick Kimball. But I bought this in 2015?
No, we were married in 2007, so you must have bought it in
2005?
or 2006 maybe.
Something like that.
But I think there's been updates and revisions since as well. So if we tag the website or the YouTube, and
This
then
is, I can't emphasise how important this book really is to building something like this.
Building your own chicken
step by
plucker.
step. Like, it even tells you.
Before we pluck them, don't we need to like raise them in a tractor?
they've
Yeah.
got 8 weeks. You've got 8 weeks to build this, Marcus. No pressure.
Well, I'll leave you the belt length formulas to work out and all that sort of stuff then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And in true Marcus fashion, we even went shopping and we got all the bits last year. So in a way that's quite nice because we've not had to spend so much this year. I think we needed to get a bigger belt. It wasn't quite big enough.
No, belt's going to be fine.
Oh, apparently the belt's going to be fine, so that's awesome. So yeah, good old trip to Princess Autos where we were seeking the stuff. I think it was slightly easier than when we built this in the UK. I think there's just more parts available. We don't have a Princess Autos in the UK, and this Marcus seems to really, really love this store.
So, there's that big bit of metal bar that I got out of scrap, right?
Yeah.
If if those bushes don't fit on on that bar, then I have to come back in and get this, but it's going to save us $50 if we can use that bit of scrap metal.
Yay!
So 1 inch flange mount bearing, greasable one. So you have one of these at the top, one at the bottom. Oh, we're going to have to guess the belt diameter. Just doing cutting the top off the chicken plucker. There we go. One top plucker.
It's now topless or bottomless?
I left the ring on the top, the rib around here, just to keep it, give it some rigidity. And then I've got to fix a piece of hose pipe around the inside with a hole on the inside, so we haven't got to use a sprayer and stuff. I'm just going to take this burry edge off now with a file and work out where all the mid layer bit's going to go.
Can you remember where the plucking fingers are?
Yeah, they're all in a crate together.
Yay!
I don't have a big beam compass Dremel, so I made one out of a bit of wood, screw and a Sharpie marker. Drilled a hole in the middle of this piece of recycled aluminium. I'm cutting a feather plate, so I've cut the top out of the drum. Now I'm using this piece of recycled aluminium to make a feather plate to go inside. Still using my old book plans. It's the only piece of fairly heavy duty aluminium I could find. As always, we're recycling, reusing and restoring. I don't have a clue where it came from. But I had to make a trammel up. I don't have a long beam compass, so I just drilled a hole and then worked out the half distance. I'm just using that like that to mark the centre. Okay?
Yeah.
So now I've got to drill it out.
Goats definitely do not like the rain.
This shaft I've got is an old trailer axle, but it's a 1 inch shaft. And 1 inch is 25.4 millimeters.
Yeah.
So the 25 millimeter new bearings that I got don't go on the shaft unless I grind it down. So they get to that there and they stop. So I got to take 0.5 millimeter, which isn't that easy. 0.5 millimeter plus some play to get that on. So effectively I got to have one of these down the bottom that way up, because that goes on the bottom of the barrel inside. So I got to have one of those down there, and then another one goes that way up like that. So then that holds that shaft and that shaft all vertical and plumb. That big wheel, that big drive wheel goes in the middle, but it has to go on one of those first. So then that goes on like that, and I've got to drill that, and I've got to bolt that to the shaft, or I might take it next door to Tim and see if I can get Tim to weld it for me. Okay, then that one goes on there like that, and that one goes on the top like that, and then my discs that I've not got any holes in yet, recycling, all that like that goes in here in this barrel. So I got the bearing on the bottom, then the shaft. I have a plastic panel in that level, and then a disc up at that level. So the fingers stick out here, like that, and then that spins around and around. Fingers on this, and then fingers stick through there. Alright? Are you putting the trigger right up?
Yeah.
That's it. You go. Go on. Do the diagonal of that one now.
Okay.
Keep going. Just like that. Yeah. Touch more. Bridget's just put the bearing in the bottom. So then the shaft goes in the bearing and Bob's your uncle finishing.
Awesome. Great.
So it was getting hot and we had to come in for dinner, so I brought the bottom of the chicken plucker in, and we had a centre mark in it, and we had to mark where we were going to put the bearing, and then we had to mark the centre of the feather plate, which I enlisted the help of the children and some calipers and some mathematical homeschooling skills. Just drilling the feather plate. 72 holes, 18 millimeters. These are all of the pilot holes. My string and my squirrel.
Oh wait.
There we go, that's all the pilot holes.
Great job, Daddy.
Thank you.
What have you done so far?
So, it's difficult to say. I've got to take this next door to my friend Tim, so we can weld that in there. That goes in the middle of this shaft there, and then that goes in the bottom of this. So that goes in there like that, and then that goes that basically goes in there like that, but flat and level. This bit goes as a base underneath that one, and then there's a chute outside for all of the feathers and everything to come out of. I just got finished drilling this.
Yeah, awesome, Daddy.
So we are screwing these in to screw plastic band around the inside for the plate to sit on. So teamwork was the dream work.
Well, yeah, I just couldn't have done it without you.
There you go. See, I've waited 20 years to hear you say that.
Not exactly perfect, but it's not going to be synced. It's just going to be. It's just that.
Marcus, it just needs to work. I don't care what it looks like. If you want, we could get Bridget to paint some chicken murals on the side of it.
So now we've got to try and get that.
Actually, she has got a chicken stencil.
Now we've got to try and put that in.
That'd be cool.
Now we're going to put that in.
That goes in. Can I leave you to do that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Love you.
You have fun.
So, I don't know if you can see. So, pulley's in, but I forgot to put the taper lock bush keeper on there, so I've got to knock that back out, drop the pin on, put it back in. Somehow I've got to get that bolt. I can't get my arm.
Oh, so you need a small hand.
So I need you to put your arm down there. And if you come and look down here, can you see that hole, this side of that See that hole? That keeps the pulley on the...
What you doing, Daddy?
So I've got the floor in it. I've got the pulley, it's welded, even got the belt on ready. The motor's going to mount just there like that. I've got the spinny thing in. Now I'm just putting in these plucking fingers that go around the sides, so they go between there and there, so the feet don't get caught down there. And I got to put another layer on the up here, and then I got to put a few up like that around the outside.
Great job.
Marcus, when I said, you know, it's time to come in, like bedtime, you know, it's getting late, I didn't mean bring the chicken plucker with you, you know.
Well, I got to get on with it. I just got to I've got to seal these bolts. They don't have to be perfect. I bought some rubber washers last night from Canadian Tire, but for some reason I didn't see that they had little mesh screens in.
Oh no.
So I'm going to take them back. That was like $3, but $3. So I'm just using pipe dope, which is basically linseed oil and and hemp to seal them like old-fashioned lead pipes.
The old-fashioned way.
And Etty's,
What's Etty doing?
she's putting her hand
I'm
in
putting
there.
that on the bolt. That's.
Is that what I had to do yesterday? Oh no, you're having to go. Are you going to different ones?
But it really hurts.
I don't think I can video this.
Just. Yeah, this is like child abuse.
Yeah, why didn't he give us a bigger hole? I didn't. I had the same issue with my poor army.
Oh, you're my favourite child. Look, can you actually give me that there? Look at that. What we got? We got goat's milk kefir yogurt, cup of tea, and watermelon. What do you want? More chickens? Thank you, Poppet. Love you.
More chickens.
Bye bye. So I finished the feather plate. Even the bolts all got JB welded on. JB welded, Loctited on. I put 4 prongs hanging down, as well as the 72 hanging up because we had plenty left over. This, if I just show you it leaning over, so there's solid bottom in there, okay? But there is a hole out the side that's all been siliconed up, okay? So all I've got to do, it's the first time I've put this in for real, so doing it on camera. So you squeeze the drum and get it in there like that, and then that should sit on there like that, and then you can see the little feather stick down. So when this spins round and it goes that direction, it throws all the feathers out this side.
Excellent.
Only problem is now I need someone with a nice thin small hand and a small arm to help me reach in there and fix that shaft onto the bolt.
That's definitely probably Bridget's arm, I think, would fit.
Okay.
I think my muscles are too big.
That's like that now, and all I've got to do is put a whole box full of plucking fingers in there like that.
Do they just stay? Do they not come out? Like, do you just poke them in the hole? Do you have to glue them in?
I'll show you. So there's a trial test piece. So I drilled holes in the, not a road sign, a piece of 1/8 aluminium.
Piece of scrap.
Yeah. So you poke the thing through the hole, and there's a little groove. Can you see that?
Get that. Yeah.
There's a little groove in there, and you have to really pull it like that, and it sits in the groove. and it doesn't.
So it almost sort of wobbles within the groove, but doesn't.
And then when the chicken goes over there, those little edges grab the feathers.
Super.
Okay.
Well done, darling.
I guessed the belt size. The belt size that I guessed.
Is it right or is it wrong? This was a year ago. I'm not sure.
So I
You can
guessed
take
a
it
year
back.
ago the belt size. I don't know if you can see. Look at that. So all I've got to do, just got enough room to mount a pulley on the motor on the actual drum.
Good enough? Too
Yeah.
close?
Perfect.
Fine?
Just enough room, just enough slack.
Yay. What are you doing now?
The sort of thing I should probably be using your dad's stick welder for, but we haven't got enough oil to fill it up or a generator plug on the side of the house yet.
You haven't got it up and running yet, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, every job is like 2 steps back.
So what's this bit for anyway?
So this is the frame, holds the motor. So it's the motor mount / frame. I really would like to have a couple of bands bent. So like if I could go somewhere today and buy some 30mm by 6mm or 30mm by 4mm, like for instance, like basically one side of that. I was almost tempted to cut a piece of that angle on the floor there, that bed frame, down to make a band, because what I'd really like to do is bend the band and go around the tub so it holds it all together. But for now I'm going to have to cope with just drilling through the tub and bolting it on.
So this is a bed frame?
No, this is recycle, reuse, repurposed
Bed frame.
angle iron.
Bed frame.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going through the skips again, darling. I haven't got metal flat bar, which would be ideal. Even round bar would fit better, but again, the EMT or electrical conduit is fairly expensive. Like you're talking about $28 a length, and we need quite a few lengths. So we'll just stick with reusing the old bed frame that I've got. So I've had to get the angle to fit. That's not good. I'll take that out. To get the angle to fit around the barrel, I've had to cut this section out, but it's fine because then we can just bolt up through there into the bottom of the barrel. It's not going to be watertight, so that goes in like that. And then I haven't got a piece to show you, but then I've got to grind the same section, the opposite, out of a bar I got across here for the motor to mount on just there, like that. I'm hoping we can get one. So I'm hoping we can bolt through into this rib and then onto a bar across here, but we might have to do 2 bars. I've got enough bars because we've recycled it. But I'm going to get this fitted. I'm sort of getting to the end of my dopamine with it. Right, so got the problem with this, that there's too much flex in the barrel.
You need more metal rather than... You need the metal to be taking the weight and the pressure so that the barrel's not compromised.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the motor over the side here, leaving enough clearance there for that bell. Then I'm always thinking, what am I going to do for fixing this? How am I going to apply pressure to that? So what I was thinking was, if I then take a piece of angle on there like that, then that will give me somewhere to attach that, which will give me tension. I could even mount it the other way, if I mounted it that way, then we could even put that in the bottom of the barrel. Could even put that pulley mechanism
Underneath.
under there, straight on there like that, and then that would give you enough, plenty stability.
Is that going to take the barrel out of shape again, pulling down?
Well, it won't, because I'll have an angle bracket on there and on there.
Just to strengthen it.
Yeah, so there won't be any
Play. Okay.
And then I could even find the bit I cut out there and put a fixing in there, and fixing, well, it's not necessary, that's overkill. So it's that play I want to get rid of. So if I've got that under there, that'll do that. Yeah, that's the way forward.
Awesome.
Worked it out.
Well done. Test run?
Yeah, so like, check it works. Like,
Want me in there?
I'm worried. Right.
Well, something's got to go wrong, right?
Well,
Because we like to have 2 or 3 goes at these things.
I'm not happy with this contraption. So this is my tensioning device. I just clamped it on, and I had to grind this down to make sure that there was a tension on there. I've got a good tension on the pulley.
Squeaking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And there is movement in the pulley.
There's a clonk. What's the clonk? What else could you do?
Well, I think it's this going clonk, clonk, clonk. I think I need to change that for an actual bearing. A smaller bearing will give more room here as well. But like, I might be able to get that Canadian tyre.
That doesn't have any feathers on.
No, but it's about the same way as a. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't any too much play in here and here. I think it's going to work out nicely. I think the weakest point is this, and there was, yeah, because that's fairly warm already. I think I need to change that for a bearing, but I don't have a bearing that size. I don't even think, I was actually thinking about dismantling one of the kids' bikes and using one of those bearings or something like that.
Hey!
Yeah, I know.
Use Bridget's.
But I got to cut a slot. I got to cut a slot in there. I've got to cut a slot in there and put a bolt in that, change that clamp, and then I need to put a bolt through there so that pushes tight or slow. I'm pleased with the speed. The speed is good. As in the ratio, the speed ratio, and I didn't get any wobble from that motor anymore. That's very, very firm mounted.
My gander. It's not my gander.
Go on, Yana.
Hey, that's not me, chick. That's my favourite chick. What's she doing? You need some extra food? Yeah.
So I'm going to put the rest of all these fingers in now, and I'm going to put the water pipe on around the top. I have got a piece of water pipe, a 3/4 barrel to go across there, so we've got a handle on it. But fundamentally, like, everything's together. I could like just about get this sort of there now. I'd like to put, if we replace the motor, it's not easy to get on and off, so I don't know whether we should just invest in a motor and have one on it or not. This is the demonstration test run. So all the fingers are in, plates working. I had a bit of an issue with, if I tip this over, I had a bit of an issue with this pulley mechanism and the tensioner. In fact, see what I mean? That still needs to be like that to get this tension right on round there. But I've done that now. Don't tell the girls, but I dismantled one of their scooters and stole the bearings out the wheels. One of their scooters, the worst looking one, doesn't have any wheels on it anymore. Motor off my saw bench. Okay, I'm not too happy with this. This bit's great, but this attachment I put on here to get it to a quick coupler for water, I'm not liking. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a short piece of hose up here with a quick coupler on the floor down there, away from the hose, so that I can reduce this dripping, because this is the actual hose lock or the quick coupler connecting, not the plumbing. So the weakest point is all of this shenanigans. I'm going to do away with this, go from that one straight to a quick coupler and have a short umbilical hose to connect up away from here. But otherwise it actually works. And then you drop the bird in, give that a nut, and then within about 5 seconds she's done. All the feathers and everything just come out there. A few niggly bits. I want a piece of trunking or 3/4 pipe to run down there all the way down to the motor housing so I can switch. So then the idea would be you just stand here, you've got a button there, you can switch it on, throw, and you've got a dry hand and a wet hand. And
Excellent.
okay.
We've got to that point in the video where we're actually going to test drive actually plucking a chicken. So if you don't wish to view, which would be odd if you're watching this video, if you don't wish to view it, please skip the rest of this video now. Hey Patch Patch. That's going to get... Bloody hell!
Oh, couple bits there.
Let's see. Yeah, but you'll get used to how long it needs to be. That looks pretty clean.
No broken wings.
And I was at home again beside the stream. Then you walked past me and you saw me and smiled. I will never forget the first time when I saw you. I thought I lost my mind. Blue and faded was blown away and left behind. I hope you